Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, a possible connection between a missing U.S. Navy sailor and our own area. Saturday, the Navy released the identities of the 3 sailors still missing from an airplane crash in the Philippine Sea near Japan. They say one of those sailors, Lieutenant Stephen Combs, is from Florida, and on Facebook, Combs has Sarasota listed as his home. Today, a person identifying himself as family and a neighbor both confirming Combs' family does have a home in Lakewood Ranch. The Navy says they cannot confirm the address at this time, but they did provide a biography with Florida as his home of record. Lieutenant Combs has been the had been the recipient of 2 naval awards, including a National Defense Service Medal. Well, Sarasota National Cemetery is looking to continue an annual tradition. The cemetery wants to collect enough money to place wreaths on 12,000 graves, but right now they're only halfway towards meeting that financial goal. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us to explain why this tradition is so important for veterans and for their families. Erica?
Adam, thank you. The living wreaths will be placed on nearly every grave site at the cemetery. They represent the special qualities veterans embody, like love, strength, and honesty. But staff and volunteers are afraid they won't raise enough money by Friday to buy 12,000 wreaths. As of this morning, the group Family and Friends of Sarasota National Cemetery and multiple other organizations raised enough money for 6,600. Volunteers plan to place wreaths on sites who had family and friends donate, and the remaining wreaths will be hopefully placed on the rest of the sites at the cemetery. The coordinator for the local chapter of Wreaths Across America is the widow of a veteran and wants to honor all the men and women who have served.
A person dies twice, once when they take their last breath, and the second time when no one else ever repeats their name again. And part of our ceremony is to honor and place a wreath of remembrance at that gravesite and to repeat that veteran's name.
This will be placed on the grave sites on Saturday, December 16th, after a special ceremony. Volunteers are still hoping to raise enough money to buy the remainder of the wreaths. $15 sponsors 1 wreath and $30 sponsors 3. You can find the link to donate on our website, mysuncoast.com. Adam.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. Certainly an emotional and important event that they're going for there. Well, whether it's by air, land, or sea, those traveling home tonight should be preparing themselves. Millions of people are expected to hit the roadway and airports today in the post-Thanksgiving rush home. Here's what it looked like this morning at the Philadelphia International Airport. TSA predicting today will be in the top 5 busiest days for travelers this year. But if you were heading out from the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, you shouldn't have fought through too big of crowds. According to the American Automobile Association, more than 50 million Americans were expected to travel over this year's Thanksgiving. That's a 3.3% increase from 2016. AAA says a growing economy and low unemployment rates are to thank for the rise. So taking a look now at the first alert traffic here on the Sun Coast, things seem to be quite calm despite those predictions of heavy traffic appearing to be flowing smoothly and no major crashes or slowdowns to report in our area. Well, a follow-up now to a fatal crash that we told you about last night up in Manatee County. The Florida Highway Patrol releasing the identity of the motorcyclist who was killed in that crash as 21-year-old Luke Placencia from Lakewood Ranch. That crash happening around 10 p.m. last night on State Road 70 near Lena Road, shutting down multiple lanes of traffic for hours. Troopers say Placencia was attempting to change lanes but failed to judge the distance between the 2 cars he was passing. 4 other people were involved in that crash, and they also suffered minor injuries. 2 of those injured were children. And remember, for updates on local breaking news and traffic alerts, you can download the latest updated version of our app. iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download that app. You can just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. And a reminder to lock your car doors and put up your car windows. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office warning drivers tonight about a string of vehicle burglaries that happened overnight in the Country Club subdivision of Lakewood Ranch. The suspect or suspects were moving items of value from the cars before fleeing the scene. Anyone with information on these crimes are asked to contact Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number listed on your screen. That number 866-634-8477. Well, let's head over to Steve Newman, who is in for Wendy Ross tonight for a check on our first alert weather forecast. Steve.
Adam, no weather problems across the state, driving or otherwise across the southeastern United States. In fact, the whole country is pretty calm. We do have a few showers, and some of them brought some sprinkles to the coast overnight in the early morning hours, mainly south of Sarasota County. And they're out there, and it's part of a trough of low pressure that is producing some showers, and some of the blow off from those is bringing some high cirrus over us. But tonight, some more cirrus could blow over it. Otherwise, fair skies with a light northeasterly wind. A cool front, which you can't see, is passing by right now, delivering a little parcel of cooler air. That means it could be 2 or 3 degrees cooler in the morning than we saw this morning, dropping off to around 55 for the overnight low. I'll have the complete forecast look at the national weather scene and any travel problems that might be occurring in just a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Well, turning now to a developing story out of Cincinnati, a brazen attack on a young mother shot in the face outside the bar she manages, and the gunman still on the loose. Now 2 celebrities are stepping in, pleading for help finding that shooter and helping pay for the victim's medical bills. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in Los Angeles telling us why the Lachey brothers are getting involved.
This morning, brothers Nick and Drew Lachey of the band 98 Degrees asking for help finding justice after a manager from their bar in Cincinnati was shot in the face early Thanksgiving morning.
This person seems to be a true victim, and that's pretty horrific.
Police say after 3 a.m. Thursday, a man in this van started yelling at 27-year-old Elizabeth Richardson as she left Lachey's bar after her shift. As she approached the vehicle, investigators say the driver shot her.
Super surprised that something like that happened.
Richardson, who's a mother to a 3-year-old boy, now hospitalized with serious injuries. Her family optimistic about her recovery.
She's doing a lot better than she was 3 days ago. It's been really good to see her and just be able to sit by her and hold her hand.
Nick Lachey tweeting, "Ellie is the brightest light and she will find a way to shine through this darkness." Both he and Drew using social media to urge anyone with information to contact authorities.
Ellie's just one of those girls that lights up any room she's in. She's going to keep fighting. She's a fighter for sure.
The Lachey brothers also tweeted a link to the fundraising website where Richardson's family's raised more than $16,000 so far to help cover her ongoing medical bills. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, as part of a series of healthcare-related proposals, vaping may soon be banned in workplaces. The sponsor of the measure on vaping saying the goal is to amend the Florida Constitution to make clear that the state's existing ban on smoking in workplaces will also incorporate vaping, such as the use of electronic cigarettes. That proposal is being considered by a Florida panel that has the power to place proposed constitutional amendments on the 2018 ballot. Well, from the racetrack to your home, dozens of greyhounds who are now retired from racing were out and about today at Big Cat Habitat in Sarasota. People coming out to meet those dogs and hopefully find a new family member. The event comes as a partnership between Big Cat and the Racing Dog Retirement Project, which is a nonprofit that saves the dogs and places them into new homes.
People don't know what greyhounds are like, and most people, because when you see greyhounds, you see them flying across the track, you assume they're these high-energy dogs, and we want people to know that they're really not a high-energy dog. They're a very easy dog to own. They just want a couch to sleep on, a little bit of exercise, and they're good to go. So it's good for people to come out here and meet them and see just how calm and easygoing they are.
The founder of Big Cat Habitat says today's event is hopefully just the first of many and that they are looking into bringing those dogs out to Sarasota about once every month. Well, still to come here on ABC 7 with sexual harassment claims front and center in Washington this week. Lawmakers respond to some of the most recent scandals, plus why a popular destination spot is taking safety precautions. Stay with us.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms, and if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars. Call Tax 10,000 at 800-817-1064. Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Welcome back. Congress returns to Washington on Monday with a full agenda of important legislation, but as ABC's Chuck Sievertson reports, sexual harassment claims are still front and center.
President Trump flying back Sunday to Washington and the city's political elite that is consumed with the politics of sexual harassment. Trump siding with the embattled Republican nominee in the Alabama Senate race, Roy Moore, who was accused of sexually molesting underage girls when he was in his 30s. Charges that he denies. The scandal has propelled the Democrat in the race, Doug Jones, into the lead. The president tweeting, "The last thing we need in Alabama and the U.S. Senate is a Schumer-Pelosi puppet. Jones would be a disaster." Senator Tim Scott, not the only Republican Sunday who disagrees with the president.
It's not about electing Republicans versus Democrats. This is about the character of our country.
On the Democratic side, Minnesota Senator Al Franken broke his silence Sunday amid accusations by 4 women of improper touching, telling Minnesota Public Radio,
"This whole thing has been, embarrassing."
Franken says he will not resign and will fully cooperate with a Senate ethics investigation into his behavior. And on the House side, 88-year-old Michigan Representative John Conyers stepped aside as a top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee while Congress investigates allegations that he sexually harassed female staff members. The top House Democrat initially defended Conyers Sunday morning.
John Conyers is an icon in our country.
Later, Nancy Pelosi released a statement that said, quote, "An individual's legacy is not a license for harassment." Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Well, now let's go overseas and take a look at this incredible time lapse showing Mount Agung in Bali on Sunday as it continues to spew ash. Indonesian and regional authorities heightened flight warnings around the volcano as eruptions sent a plume of ash and steam more than 6,000 meters into the skies above the popular travel destination. Ash covering roads, cars, and buildings near that volcano in the northeast portion of the island, while overnight a red glow of what appeared to be magma could be seen in photographs.
Wow, that's about 20,000 feet, by the way.
Yes, and even comparable miles, here we sit safe and sound in Florida right now.
What a tranquil weather pattern we have right now, and it's if you're visiting and have those rentals going on, you're getting your money's worth because the weather's going to be nice for the next week. You can turn the no, stick with us for the rest of the forecast. I'll tell you all about it. Let's go outside right now and look at our Van Wezel cam showing high clouds that were coming all across the Gulf of Mexico at us today from some storms out there. We'll look at it in a minute, but the sun did manage to peek through, and it was a pretty decent day, even with those clouds. Temperatures at this hour, 67 at Tampa, 59 the cool spot at Panama City, and there is a cool front passing over us right now, the back end of it, delivering slightly drier air. That means it'll be a little bit cooler tonight than last night. Temperatures across the viewing area, upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Now, our current conditions at the airport, 66, the dew point 59. It'll go down a little bit, and I think our lows are going to go down maybe 3 or 4 degrees from the last couple of nights. Our high today right on the money for normal. Last night's low 59, pretty close to normal. We were right in the middle of a real cold snap back in 1970. Set a lot of records, 28. It can get cold this time of year. Also, when we set the clocks back, we lost a lot of daylight in the evening, but we're not going to lose any more from now on. Since Thanksgiving, the sunset time has been 5:36. It's going to be 5:36 until December 8th. Halfway in the middle would be this coming Friday. That's going to be the earliest sunset, and then we'll start getting more light in the evening. But the sunrise, we don't have the latest sunrise at 7:21 until the first week in January. A little astronomical tidbit for you there. Well, these are the storms out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, and we get a good view of them on the visible satellite. Actually, a low formed on that trough, and some of those strong storms in the northern and northeast quadrant of that have been blowing off cirrus over in our area, and that's why we had the high clouds today. Other than that, the eastern United States, very quiet. No travel problems from coast to coast. However, from the Pacific Northwest down through California, northern California, they've been getting a fairly vigorous cold front with mountain snow, especially up around Puget Sound. That's where the brunt of the storms, like for a week now. It just will not stop raining, but tomorrow it will, and that front that's causing it will eventually reach us later on. From coast to coast, high pressure pretty much in control until you get to those California weather systems, and there's our trough down in the Gulf of Mexico. And it's not all that cold, although New York City is 43, Boston 40, Toronto is currently 34, 88 at Phoenix, the warm spot on our map right now. Weather headlines for the week ahead. It'll be a little cooler tonight, not that much cooler, about 55. And then mostly sunny this week. It's going to be a great stretch of weather, but a weak front will pass by on Friday that'll just reinforce what we have. Here's the Futurecast showing that trough out in the Gulf of Mexico with that low that's formed on it. It's going to go away. High pressure builds in, and if you look for tomorrow and into Tuesday, fair to partly cloudy skies, some showers in South Florida, but it will stay dry for the most part across the Sunshine State. Let's take a look at the long-range Futurecast from the European model. It takes us from Tuesday evening, and we look back across the country to that front that's leaving the Pacific Northwest, and by the time it gets here, it will have traveled all across the United States, carrying a parcel of Pacific air, and once it passes over us, it'll have lost its punch, just be drier air, and reinforcing the current weather pattern into next weekend. So you can see from this Futurecast, we've got very little change for the next week across the Sun Coast. Here's our forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy and cool, low temperature of 55. And for tomorrow, it'll be a partly sunny to mostly sunny day. It'll be mild with a high temperature of 78. And here's your 7-day outlook. Temperatures warming up to the low 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that front comes through on Friday and cools us off a few degrees, but it's still going to be decent. That's your weather for the week ahead. Adam?
Now, sports.
Several divisional matchups across the NFL today, including the Bucs on the road in Atlanta facing the 7-3 Falcons. Matt Ryan starts at quarterback for the Falcons, but switched spots with a receiver, Mohamed Sanu, with the game tied in the second. Then Sanu unloading a 51-yard touchdown to Julio Jones. It's Sanu's third career touchdown pass and one of Jones's 2 touchdowns in this game. Now, the Bucs were down 27-6 at one point in the game, but Peyton Barber getting them back within a touchdown with that 1-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. But with under 2 minutes to go, Tevin Coleman delivering the dagger for the Falcons. 14-yard score, 14-point lead, and the Bucs lose the game, and some key players, Doug Martin, TJ Ward, Clinton McDonald, all exiting this game with injuries today. The Dolphins were up in Foxborough trying to hand Tom Brady and the Patriots their third loss of the season. Second quarter, a rare mistake by this Pats offense. The ball is snapped past Tom Brady. Rashad Jones picks it up and he takes it in for Miami's first touchdown of the game. That cuts the deficit to 7, but Brady bouncing right back, hitting Rex Burkhead on a 2nd and goal for a score. And then under pressure later in the game, Brady able to find Rob Gronkowski for his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. That's Gronk's 16th multi-touchdown game. That breaks Randy Moss's previous team record of 15, and the Pats cruise to their 8th win of the season, 3rd straight over the Dolphins. Well, the Associated Press has released their rankings after a busy rivalry weekend in college football, and despite Auburn's upset of rival Alabama, it's Clemson who takes the Crimson Tide's spot at number 1. Clemson jumps 3 spots after blowing out South Carolina on Saturday. The Tigers received 27 first-place votes, and number 2 Oklahoma had 24. Auburn rose to number 4, just ahead of number 5 Alabama. Miami drops 5 spots to 7 following their first loss of the season to Pitt, and UCF is up to spot number 12 after a thrilling shootout with South Florida, who's way down there at 23. Well, with Chip Kelly off the table, it appears Florida will be targeting their former offensive coordinator to take over its flailing football program. According to multiple sources, including the Associated Press, Mississippi State's Dan Mullen is now in the crosshairs of athletic director Scott Strickland. Strickland worked together with Mullen in Starkville from 2009 to 2016, and before taking over as head coach for the Bulldogs, Mullen ran Urban Meyer's offense at Florida, winning 2 national championships and developing one Tim Tebow in the process. Well, the celebration in Auburn last night will carry a heavy price tag. The Southeastern Conference fining Auburn $250,000 for what seemed like the entire student body rushing onto the field following their win over Alabama. The SEC has a policy against fans entering the playing area following games, and this is a 3rd offense for Auburn, the first coming after that epic 2013 Iron Bowl victory. According to USA Today, though, the Auburn Athletics Department generated over $9 million in profit in 2015, so likely won't have too much trouble fitting that bill. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Your voice communicates desire. It says who you are, or just for the fun of it, who you'd like to be. Make a connection on Live Links and let the fun begin. After all, the future of your night is in your hand. Who do you want to be tonight?
America. Drug addiction is plaguing our great country. Every minute of every day, one of our citizens is rushed to the emergency room with a drug overdose. Many will never leave, never see the dawn of a new tomorrow in our great nation. Call Make America Sober Again now, before this disease destroys your family, your friends, your country. If you or someone you know is struggling with a drug or alcohol addiction, make the next minute in your life count. Make America Sober Again is committed to connecting you with someone compassionate and caring to help you right now. Call now and be connected to a treatment center in our network. Call Make America Sober Again now.
Call 800-793-6592. That's 800-793-6592.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop.
Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
Welcome back. Actress and singer Naya Rivera is facing a domestic battery charge. The former Glee star was arrested Saturday night in West Virginia. According to the criminal complaint, Rivera's husband Ryan Dorsey said she hit him in the head and lip while they were taking their 2-year-old son for a walk. Cell phone video of that alleged assault is what led to the arrest. Rivera and Dorsey got married in 2014. Rivera then filed for divorce from the actor in 2016, but she called off that separation last month. Former President George H.W. Bush is now the longest living president in U.S. history. He earned that distinction on Saturday when he turned 93 years and 166 days old. The elder Bush beat the previous record holder, Gerald Ford, who was 93 years and 165 days old when he passed away in 2006. Well, it was Disney Pixar's Coco that won the box office this holiday weekend with the third best Thanksgiving holiday opening ever. The film taking in just over $71 million. Justice League took the number 2 spot, making about $60 million in the U.S. over its second weekend of release. And the family drama Wonder came in third place with about $32 million. I don't think this is much of a surprise. I mean, a Disney movie kind of premiering around a holiday weekend, you know?
Looks like a great film, too.
Yeah, a bunch of families together.
And
Easy movie.
Star Wars is not long off.
Oh, there he is.
Steve,
of course, we get Steve on before Star Wars is coming. Huge Star Wars fan. Looking forward to it. Me too, though.
Me too.